For you here today. Anybody that's old enough to remember Ed Sullivan, you remember that's like one of his phrases. But it's kind of, you know what it is though? It's not so much a big shoe as that we're going to have you're going to have lunch with me today. I've got a 3-course meal for you today. That's going to be fantastic. So we're going to start with a little dessert, talking about the 3-pack and a major change that Google has made. If you don't know what the 3-pack is, I'll tell you what it is and how it really impacts your business. But the change that Google made last week, oh, Lordy, it helps somebody like me who's a video marketer. Second part, Christina Rowe. Who is she? She's got a new app, and it's about dining in Dallas. And it's not just their standard typical app. We're going to talk to Christina about, well, the troubles, travails, the gains, the losses, the minuses, the pluses, about creating an app that's something unique and different that nobody else has. And it's kind of tough to actually kind of get these things out. So we're going to talk to Christina about this new app that she's got. Then for dessert, it's not just, you know, it's not Bananas Foster. It's not creme brulee. It's kind of like a chocolate mousse, light and airy. But it's about, if you want to learn something about lead gen, I've got a great tip for you for lead generation. So hang on. You're going to have a great day today. Enjoy your lunch. Watch The Lunch with Tim Vasquez here at the On Air Media Network.
3, 2, 1, 0, ignition, liftoff.
And welcome aboard The Launch with Tim Vasquez, heard every Friday here at the On Air Media Network. It's my new time, 12:30 to 1:30. I'm going to so love this. I'm kind of the lead-in show for the next show after this on the network. Dr. Darren Martin is going to appear right after me. It's a great 1-2 combination for business tips. Company Culture is his show, and he's just amazing. Anybody that's known Dr. Darren Martin for a long time or have never seen him before, you're going to so enjoy it. Anybody that follows him, you're going to have a great time. So it's great to be the lead-in show for his show. And it's really, I'm on my own anyway. Darren's like just following. I'm the main meal. He's dessert. So how about that? That's why I like looking with Darren Martin. So anyway, hope you're having a great day today. It is Friday. It's 100 degrees here in the Dallas area. So if you're around the world and you're enjoying yourself, it ain't so hot where you're at, but it's hot here, and it's hot in this studio, and this show is going to be hot for you today. So I wanted to bring up something, what's called the 3-pack. So when you go to your, let's just get right into this. So when you go into Google and you type in a particular phrase, and then you see a box, and in the box you see 3 businesses listed. So we call that the snack pack or the 3-pack because there's 3 businesses listed there. The advantage of being in that particular box means you're going to get that much more business, because you're right on the top of the page. And because you're on top of the page, and people don't want to go to page 2 and 3 and scroll around or something, by being on the very top of the page and being prominent, you're likely to get more business than everybody else. So that's the 3-pack. And if you go to Google and you just type up like, you know, attorney in Dallas or plumber in Dallas or something like that, or plumber near me, you'll generally see those 3-packs. Now, I'll tell you why it's exciting for me now, and it's something I've been on for a long time. So I'm a video marketer. Most of the things that I do online is about video marketing. Generally, when I get a video from a client or I produce a video for a client, I know how to, again, make the video generally appear on page 1 of Google, and sometimes it's the only visual thumbnail on page 1 of Google. If I've got a page 1 of Google, I'm getting it also page 1 or top of the page of YouTube. So I usually do a double-edged sword. One video, I'm in the top 2 search engines in the world by being on the top of the page. Google made a change last week, and that I first noticed, and it's amazing for a video marketer. This could be amazing for you too. So let's think about this. If you're on page 1 of Google and you've got a regular website, you look like all the other websites that are on page 1 of Google. But if you've got a video thumbnail, that stands out on the page. And because it stands out on the page, guess who gets more hits? Guess who gets more likes? Even if you're not on the top, if you're in the middle somewhere, but because it stands out, you're going to get more notice. Well, this is what Google did, and I am over the moon about this. Google's created something they call videos. I'm calling it the V-Pack for Video Pack, because what they're doing, they're taking the top 3 videos for the searches and putting them on top of the page of Google, or they're somewhere along Google. So what I don't like is the competition behind me, but I'm the first video that people will see on the VPAC. So it's like the business snack pack, but now I'm calling it the VPAC because it's the top 3 videos. This is amazing stuff, because people that have been doing video marketing, and I've been on for years and years and years saying, like, this is going to be the trend. This is the way things are going to go. And according to statistics, they're saying, in 2018, 2019, 2020, most of the searches will be done through video. Google's making that change right now, that if you're searching, they're really pushing the video aspect of it. So when you get online, and I produce a video because I want you guys to see this and understand what I'm talking about. So I produced a video. We're going to show that video in just a minute, but I'm going to tell you, find a good video marketer or get a hold of me, because I'll get you virtually page 1 like 90% of the time. And I'm not saying that I am saying it to top myself, because I'm that good. I can take other people's videos and do the same thing. So it doesn't matter who produces it. I can take a video that you like and you're happy with, and I'll put it up there. So we're going to watch a video, and this first video is going to explain about the VPAC and why it's important for you. So Ziggy, if you may.
So there's a new trend that's happening right now on Google, and it just started last week. So I want to show you what's going on, and it's really kind of exciting. Certainly exciting for video marketers. Google's really done us a favor, big time. So I'll explain why. So I'm using a search term, plumbers in Dallas. And for those who aren't familiar, you see this little stuff up here. This is a sponsored area. So it's like, people can figure that out. It's a paid ad, paid ad, paid ad. But what I wanted to talk about is this area here. It's called the 3-pack or the snack pack. And generally, when anybody gets in this particular area, they're going to get the business, because this is the first thing that people see. They'll see the reviews. They'll go like, okay, kind of cool. We like that. If you scroll down, there's a lot of businesses, and of course there's the ads that nobody clicks on. But the coveted spot is being in the 3-pack or the snack pack. Well, Google's just made a recent change, and it's really, really beneficial, and I'll show you what I mean. So I have a client, and under the keyword of for with business speakers, there's 1.5 million results for that. We see ads, 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 and then we see videos. I'm calling this the VPAC. And the VPAC is basically the snack pack, because you don't see anything else here. And the first video that you see, well, guess what? That happens to be my client, Mike Muni, who's been on my show. The cool thing about being in this video area, and the #1 spot in video here, and again, way cool for that, is that also on YouTube, he's the top search result on YouTube. So not only does he land the first space in Google for the videos, but if people are also looking on YouTube for with business speakers, he's top of the list. So business would start coming his way. You look at the results, very targeted group. And the also kind of cool thing about this is I streamed this 2 weeks ago. So 10 months ago, 185 views. A year ago, 100 views. Here's what's funny to me. So here's somebody, Robert Stevenson, 3 years ago, over 7,000 views. 2 weeks ago, I leapfrogged this guy. He's got 7,000 views 3 years ago, 16 million views. Julian Treasure, guess what? I'm top of the page. My client's on top of the page. 10 million views a year ago. My client on top of the page, with only a couple of views so far. Let me tell you what's going on is that when I look at views like this, 16 million, 7 million, 10 million, those are bought. And it's kind of figured out that they may be bought. And because it doesn't matter how many views you have in this regard. Obviously, if it mattered, they'd be 10 million views. Wouldn't that be on the top of the list? If over 7,000 views, wouldn't this be top of the list? No. But I only streamed this 2 weeks ago, and I've only got a couple of views. That's okay. That's targeted views. It's hyper-targeted because people are looking for that. So I just wanted to share this with you guys because it's a cool thing that you're going to start to see. You're going to start using this. And if you need video marketing help to get your business found online and be on the first page of Google with that type of results, let me know. I'll be glad to help you out. Or if you're an agency and you use videos and you need your clients to rank, I can help you do that also. So coveted spot in that VPAC. You want to be there because it stands out from the rest of the page. All right, that's just wanted to share with you guys.
I know, self-serving it, and I'm just like all about me, 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 me. But I'll tell you, it's not just about me. I'm really that information I gave you about the video marketing is a huge tool. I cannot tell you how advantageous this is going to be for a lot of businesses, because honestly, I'll tell you that to rank a website on page one of Google takes months, and by using a video, I could get you instantaneously. So you're probably looking at the woman to my left right now, or to your right. This cute lady, and I went to school with her, and she held up better than I did, I'll say that right now. I'll introduce Christina in just a minute. I want to set it up, though. So Christina, bless her heart, she's doing so much better than a lot of us that went to Grand Prairie High. Fighting Gophers, there we go. I know all you Fighting Gophers are so ranked about that. Christina, again, we graduated way back when. I got the GED, she got the full diploma, and we both moved on to bigger and better things. So Christina, she's been a freelance writer, a digital content creator, a blogger. She lives way on BFE, what we call Denton. That's way out in the sticks, and you can laugh. It's okay to laugh.
That would be BFN, north.
Okay, yeah, and Bumfudge North is what it would be.
There we go.
She's done a lot of things. She's had her hand in a lot of things, and she's a website specialist, a writer, appreciates how technology works. And to be honest with you, again, we're not spring chickens, but yet when we engage and we embrace the technology that's out there, we're ahead of the game. And I think because we're a little bit older, that we have more chops in marketing, and that and again, we're most likely to understand marketing a little bit better than your fresh scrub kid that comes out of SMU or Harvard or something that's got a degree in marketing. But I'd rather have real world experience. Nothing wrong with a school education, but give me real world experience every time. So she's a happiness aficionado, creator of Dallas Restaurant Finder. And that's what we're here to talk about today. We're talking about the app that is Dallas Restaurant Finder. So what I want to start with, Christina, tell a little bit more about yourself, and then let's get into what the app is about.
So I like to call myself a happiness aficionado, and kind of the motto behind that is happiness doesn't follow success. It's not a result of success. Sometimes it's the other way around. Find a way to be happy, whatever you're doing. Find a way to find the most fun in everything you do, and success follows. So I've tried to really do that. My career is so nonlinear. My joke is that it looks like a doodle you would scribble in a meeting, but I've been a tour guide. One of my earliest jobs, I was a balloon girl at Six Flags, but lots of years in customer service, and then becoming a trainer of customer service people, and then training led to technical writing. But I also don't have a degree. I'm self-schooled and learned from experience and work. And that field got tight and very expensive, and it was very competitive contract jobs. And I was getting squeezed out. So I had to play on my creative side, which luckily I've been able to pull into play.
Right.
The cool thing about what I've done now is that it ties together almost everything I've ever done into one thing. So if my attempt to monetize it is successful and I can, pay myself to do that work, it's going to be incredible. But it's going to be great for users and restaurant owners too.
So the cool thing about this right now, about what you're be able to create and the work that's been behind it, it's still not ready for a couple of weeks. It won't be ready for a couple of weeks. So it's still kind of beta tested, actually, isn't it, right now?
Yeah, I made it live on the website. The website is whatsfordinner.dallas.com, but the app I call the Dallas Restaurant Finder.
Okay.
And I wanted to make it live. There is a live test app that's within part of your subscription when you use Knack.com.
Now, you say
to
subscription,
build
people think subscription costs money. Does this cost money to subscribe?
Not my app, not what I've created.
Right.
What I've created is going to always be URL based. I don't think it's going to be a download. There's upsides to downloads, but the downside for me is much bigger. So it's always going to be URL based. It's always going to be free for users online to use, and it works on your tablet or your phone or your laptop, or if you have an old school computer like I do. No, just kidding.
Commodore 64.
There we go. You can use that to go online to the URL. Right now, you can play around. I have embedded a beta, if you will, for people to play around in, and I put some things in it that were fun to find to demonstrate and to make my videos and make my marketing tools. So yeah,
so this is kind of this is like what I would call research and development. This is like the best kind of research and development. Said, hey, it's not. Would you mind testing this? That way they can find out the bugs and let you know in advance, right? Sure. So give the URL again to the website, and we'll talk a little bit more about it. But what's the URL to the website again?
It's whatsfordinner.dallas.com.
Okay.
So altogether, obviously no punctuation.
Right.
But yeah.
So why did you want to do something with the restaurant community? And we'll talk about more about the restaurant community in this, but it's a crowded field and it's a popular field. And so sometimes that works against you, sometimes it works in your favor. But why the restaurant field?
Exactly. And as you were talking about the Google 3-pack, if you're a restaurant and you're not in the Google 3-pack, you can search. I typed
tougher.
in. So let me just tell you a couple of experiences. I typed in, when I knew I was coming here today, I thought, I'll go someplace cool to eat, right? And I typed in restaurants near me, and there were a dozen fast food locations.
Right.
And I want something different. I want something that's, a Dallas-owned based thing. So that for one thing. The other thing is that regarding the restaurant community, we have restaurants that close in Dallas, and people are sad. And sometimes, sometimes restaurants are going to fail. It's a tough industry.
Right.
But sometimes they fail for reasons that they don't have to. We had parking and construction situations on Greenville Avenue for a long time. And I think this tool, if enough people participate, both on the user end and restaurants creating profiles, that we'll be able to react to that dynamically, because I'll be able to promote, say we want to say, visit Lower Greenville or Lois Greenville or Knox Henderson or whatever it is, and I can make a page in just a few minutes and feature that on my website, and boom, it's done, and they're out there.
From what I understand, and I think, and again, correct me if I'm wrong, which are probably all the time, but let's say that restaurant closes.
Right.
But the chef, you really like the chef.
Exactly. And I just decided to combine chefs and other restaurant people, entrepreneurs, sommeliers, beer guys.
I can't say I know it's wine, but I can't say the word.
Anyway, so in the next iteration, which will be obviously before the launch.
I can't say that word either. Listen, I went to Grand Prairie. There ain't a whole lot coming out of me.
I went to Grand Prairie too.
Yeah,
so
but you're educated, so.
Anyway, you have to go to the people tab, because that's where that information is stored. But say hibiscus, you miss hibiscus, or more recently, Blind Butcher, and gosh, doesn't that make you cry?
Yeah.
But you can type it in, and if that chef has a profile, or that restaurant has a if there's a chef or a person with a profile, you will find it, and you can then click on a link to the restaurant that they're now associated with. I just think that's the coolest thing ever.
I think that's amazing, because I don't know any other application or website that could keep up with that constantly. And the fact that when the chefs create their profiles, and again, say the Blind Butcher, because that is a shame. That is a lead pipe sin shame. But being able to follow that chef or the Blind Butcher, go somewhere else, because sometimes it's the restaurant experience is the person, and you're really buying into the person. I mean, that's really kind of this is.
Very much, and that's really part of what fueled this, too, because I like to say I'm a little obsessed with Dallas chefs. Even though I don't live in Dallas now, I don't eat out much. There are places that I probably would love to go but won't go, because it's just going to be more of a stretch than I'm into. But like, so I first started meeting Dallas chefs at the State Fair, if you can believe this. People go for the crazy fried food, but there's also a Cutco Celebrity Kitchen. And 4 times a day there are demos, and a chef, usually from Dallas, but all over Dallas, Fort Worth, and even Texas, they come out and they demo cooking a dish, and then they serve out little samples. Well, I met Uno Imanavong.
Oh, yeah, we love Uno.
Everybody loves Uno.
Yeah.
She is the most fun. I'm going to say she's the most fun person in Dallas, not just the most fun chef.
She ain't the most fun person.
Okay, well,
she's
Tim,
the most fun chef.
Outside of the circle of Tim,
she's
the most fun person in Dallas. But Janice Provost of Parigi. Now, she is amazingly talented. She's very thoughtful. She was involved at the very beginning of when Chad Hauser and Cafe Momentum came about. But Janice is so thoughtful, and it's amazing. I love that she reinvented herself from a successful career in telecom to a chef.
Right.
But also, I was at a food event and I wanted to get a selfie with her, and she stopped cooking and took a picture with me.
Wow.
And showed me how to do it too, because I'm old and lame and I didn't know you had to hold the camera
Right.
up. But anyway, but then she wanted to give me some of her mussels dish that she was serving, and I was like, oh, I'm so sorry, I really don't like seafood. And she took a piece of the bread she was serving it on and the sauce and dished it out for me individually and handed it to me. I was just blown away. I love the people part of the food business.
Right. What became the impetus then? This is great experiences, but what became the impetus to starting, again, an app in a very competitive market?
So I'll try to make this short. I had a car accident last summer, smashed my heel. For various reasons, not about my own healing ability, but other things, my surgery kept getting put off. So I was basically non-weight bearing for more than 6 months.
My goodness.
And I still don't get around great. I'm fine, but and I'm on the mend, and I'll get full recovery eventually. But anyway, I was looking for a remote job. I had to go back to work. I had to get some income coming in, and I found this company called knack.com, and I fell in love with the app. I just thought it was the coolest thing ever, because what I've created here is just one piece of how creative it can be and how much it can speed up and fuel a small business or an entrepreneur or solopreneur's
So
thing.
you mentioned the name Knack?
Knack.
So are they an app-making company?
They are a cloud-based, I'm not going to say this right, SaaS company,
Right,
software as a service.
yeah.
And yeah, that's their product.
Right.
Their product and the company name is Knack. They actually bought the Knack URL from the band The Knack.
Oh, wow.
That made
Okay.
my Sharona.
Right.
Great story, great company, great people. Anyway, I applied for the job. Part of the application process was to create an app in Knack. And the only thing that I've collected a ton of information about, I didn't have spreadsheets available immediately, but was Dallas restaurants. I have a Google alert for Dallas restaurants, and every day I read it because it's fun for me and I love it. So I started collecting things into a spreadsheet, uploaded it into Knack, and then started playing around with pages on how do I want to display this information. I want people to be able to search by keywords. I want people to be able to view it on a map. I want people to be able to do, and I could do all of those things once my data was in there. It was just amazing. Anyway, long story short, I got a trial period with Knack, but I wasn't really software proficient enough to get the job. But my app was basically already, the ideas were already formed, and so now I have a paid account with them, and I'm building it out, and I'm going to monetize it. You don't have to have a commercial license to monetize your app. You can do anything you want and make as much money as you want with it.
Right.
So that's what I thought was cool. So anyway, that's going to be super fun. Hopefully I'll make enough money to not have to spend all my time writing, but for a living. But yeah.
I know that with some apps that again, when you pay for it, that they'll submit it to Apple or to whatever for iTunes and stuff. Does Knack do that for you?
No, this is all cloud-based URLs, because most people aren't creating an app. What Knack calls an app and what people talk about apps like on your phone that you download are not exactly the same.
So what's the difference then?
Well, an app that you download on your phone is software, and I don't believe there's any company that could simplify, well, there are some, but could simplify software programming enough that you could build an app, because you have to have an actual full program that you can download. Whereas with Knack, everything that I touch everything happens on the back end. I don't have to touch it. I only touch my records, my information that I want to input, and my pages. Everything else works on the background, and I don't know how that would work to download it. But it's just not their game.
Right.
And the advantage, again, to that is that people don't have to, because I believe in this for the public should be totally free. So I'm not going to collect your email to make you use it. I'm not going to make you download it on your phone to use it, where you might not trust it if it might have a virus or it might be something that you don't trust. So you just go to the URL and boom, there it is, ready for you to use.
So if But it is an app that we can download if you want, right?
No, you can't download it.
Okay, so it
you
has
have
to be
to go to you have to go to the URL to use it.
Okay, so
but it's embedded at that URL, so the whole thing works from one little spot on my website.
Okay, so all right, now I'm going to play devil's advocate here, because this is an interesting thing, because I've never heard of an app just punching in the URL by not having a clickable little icon on your phone. Because isn't it about convenience, though?
Well, I have a button on my phone that goes to What's for Dinner Dallas. It's like making a bookmark in the URL.
That's what I'm trying to get to.
The really cool thing about this is that I would like to get bloggers involved, and if they want to embed the app, or I can create a little piece of the app, and they want to embed it on their website, they can drive traffic to their website too.
Well, absolutely, absolutely. So you created a little video. It's a text. It's a text-based video. We're going to talk a little bit more about it, but we're going to play the video that you created, and we're going to, since there's no voice or music to it or anything like that, we're going to kind of talk about that video as it's running, and you'll be basically doing the running commentary on this. So let's go ahead and run that video, Ziggy, and then that way we can talk about this app.
So I wanted to show a kind of search that you wouldn't necessarily think of. And I tried to imply a text conversation here. It's not precise, but it looks a little bit like a text would on your phone. So someone has gotten promoted and is communicating with a friend or their partner or girlfriend, boyfriend.
Right.
And saying, let's go someplace special to eat. And where you want to go, and the person said, I can't remember the name of it, but it's that place with the gold ceilings, that really pretty place. It was in a hotel, and the person that doesn't know. I don't know, but they go to the restaurant finder and they type in gold ceilings, and boom, it pulls up a profile.
That is interesting
for the French room. Now, when you click on the French room page, you says find it inside. So every place that's inside a hotel or an airport or a shopping mall is going to have where that is.
Right, and there's the chef, and then there's the description,
chef,
right?
And they can click onto the chef page and see more about him, and then they can click back to that. They can click to the restaurant website and go make reservations. So it's just a ton of stuff collected all in one spot. And of course, in the conversation, he doesn't say, I use the Dallas Restaurant Finder to find it. He says, oh, I just remembered it.
Right.
But he talks about how the chef used to be at Hibiscus. Now, his search didn't start out looking for Hibiscus, but you could. If you went to the People tab, it's going to be called the People tab, you can type in a restaurant. And I'm manually loading these. I mean, spreadsheet load, they upload, but I mean, I'm manually collecting it all. So hope to have a ton in there by July 10th, but it'll continue to get bigger and better.
Sure.
But yeah, you can search for Hibiscus and it'll come up.
It's interesting, again, this conversation that these two individuals are having, you know, and it must have been something I've read. Glad I remembered it. I'll make reservations. And you're so smart, which should never be applied to me. So
no wonder you got promoted.
Thank
so I
you,
try to tell. So my storytelling foo is very apparent here.
Right.
You know, and I didn't want to make it gender specific. This is a husband and wife, but anyway. So then I call him out on something you read.
Right.
It's okay. We won't tell.
Right. July the 10th, 2018 is a few weeks away. I tell you what's, again, fascinating to me about this whole thing was the initial search. It was gold ceilings. And all of a sudden it came up with a French room. And
well, I knew, well, I'm the one that put it in there, so I knew that.
I know that. But what's fascinating that these type of keywords, you're going to create these keywords inside this application that people, again, I don't remember what it is. Like I'm thinking of John's Cafe on Lower Greenville Avenue, you know, roast beef sandwich on Greenville Avenue, because I can't remember the place. And all of a sudden, here's John's Cafe coming up, you know, and I love John's Cafe, by the way. Oh, just one of the best. Just love them over there. But that's interesting to me that I could type up such it's not so obscure, but if you can't remember, you type that in and it's finding it. That's so cool.
They're just keywords, and I'm hoping restaurants can have a one-time be entered in the system. I'll do a lot of it on my own, but if I missed you, you can have a profile and I won't charge you. Just send me, I'll have forms out where they can send their information. But what I'd like to get people to do is pay for an annual subscription where they have admin rights and they can go in and update their own profile anytime.
You're talking about the restaurant, the chefs.
The owner, the business owner, the administrator, whoever the agency is that manages it, whatever. But pay for a do-it-yourself, DIY profile, and you can go in there anytime. So if it's going to be National Blueberry Week and you make blueberry cobbler, or you're making it just for that day, you can go into your profile and you can put it in there.
Sure. It's something like Norman's Cafe's been doing lately. It's like, it's their 60th anniversary, and it's like here, cake day or
birthday
pie day.
cake pie.
Yeah, something like that, and it's a one-time only thing. And if Norma's gets in on this, and again, we know the enormous popularity of Norma's, but whenever they post something on social media, everybody wants to go. But I think, and I know this of restaurants, it's like whatever they can do to get a competitive edge that's not so outrageously priced that they can get in. And there's restaurants that'll pay outrageously priced prices, but then there's other ones that are more, I don't want to say bootstrapping, but they're more economical, and they're
Sure.
But this gives them an opportunity. Those more economically challenged restaurants, that they compete in the same game. They can compete in the field.
Exactly, and I'm the word I'm using right now is small volume for restaurants, and there is no shame in being a small volume restaurant. You may have a small space, you may be completely family owned and operated. I mean, literally just the family working there. There is absolutely no shame in that, and I really want to bring those places to the forefront. So I made it very affordable, yearly subscription, do-it-yourself or done for you,
right?
Which is going to cost a little bit more, but still less than $20 a month.
Wow.
And they'll pay 1 year at a time. And I'm going to steeply discount it for the launch for people that get in before the launch.
Oh,
so
sure.
probably Monday, I'm going to be big outreach to the restaurants. But also, and now I lost my train of thought.
Well, let me ask you this: if they wanted to get involved, and again, do you have a phone number, and give the website and phone number again if you don't mind, or if you don't want to give the phone number, that's fine.
No. The website is whatsfordinner.dallas.com. When you get down to the app and on your phone, you have to use a little hamburger menu to open up the menu.
How cute!
I know. I didn't know about those when I first discovered. Oh my gosh, that opens up a menu. It was like, boom. Anyway, on your phone, if you're on your phone, you have to open up that hamburger menu. But if you're on the website, the tabs are across the top, and there's one that says "I want in," and I have basic information there. But by tomorrow, Sunday, Monday, there will be forms in there where they can just go in and say, I want to be updated for free, or I want this upgraded profile, or I want this, or I want that. So,
what about restaurants that are ethnic in nature, Mexican food, Korean, Japanese, and maybe some of the people that are involved in that are not native English speakers? Is there something for them right now, or is that something down the line?
Honestly, I didn't even think about the language piece of it. Now,
Right.
I did think about different cuisines and categories,
Sure.
but I did not think about the language piece, and that's something I should think about couldn't be ready for launch. I don't have the skills.
No, and that's okay.
But
because,
yeah, that's a great idea. I love
because
it.
you're still 2 weeks away from all this, and it's a fluid launch basically, because there's going to be a lot of things, a lot of elements that you're going to be adding later on and stuff. So what is the biggest concern that you've had by building this out? What's been like? You're just pulling your hair out, and it's like
Well, it's funny. A couple of things. NAC, the company, talks about when I was interviewing for a customer service job, they talk about the aha moment, when their customer has the aha moment, and mine didn't come while I was trying to get a job for them, but it came like a couple of days ago, and I literally worked all night long. Because there's certain things I want to connect and want to display. I wanted to have chefs, and I wanted to have other food professionals. I keep doing that.
That's
Sorry.
okay.
But I want them to display differently,
Right.
and I had to figure out how to do that, and still have links to them. And something worked for me the other night, and I went, oh my God, now I can do this, now I can do this, now I can do this. And so then I had to pull back my scope and say, hey, we can only do so much before July 10th. But it was a challenge to figure it out. I still haven't figured out. I want eventually, and this is definitely down the road, but I want the chef pages to have links to events that they're at. So,
Right.
so when they're cooking at Taste Dallas or the foodie event or
right,
there's
like if Ono somewhere, or Dean Fearing or something like that.
community events
Sure.
that they're involved in, special, those kinds of things. So that's down the road, but I do have to figure out how to make it link. So there is some technical challenge, process challenge that you have to work through, but it's been fun.
Yeah, I mean, I went to the site and I went to the application. I'm looking at some of the things on it. And said, this is really going to be kind of cool. This is really going to be kind of cool. So, what do you feel is the what do you feel the most joyful about this app that you're putting together? I mean, there's got to be some element about it. It's like, I really like doing this part.
Well, I love the social media. I'm a storyteller. I guess I always have been. I just didn't know it until I had to do freelance jobs to make a living.
Right.
I struggled in the corporate world. You get to be a certain age, and
yeah, I'm going to do a show about that. So yeah.
So, but one, I get to wrap in all the things I love to do at once. I love doing the social media thing. I don't have a lot out there since the app isn't live, but the little video that I made for Instagram, the short version of the one that we saw, I keep pointing over there. The short version of the one that we saw is on Instagram, on a What's for Dinner Dallas Instagram profile. And my brother, oh my God, we discovered this fun app for making photos. And I made a fortune cookie, and I made a bowl of soup.
Yeah.
And actually, my brother did the soup one because you can only get so many letters. But he's a Photoshop pro. He's really good at that. So he combined them all together and got my whole.
That's the one I downloaded actually to put on the show if we had an opportunity for it. But that's the one. The three of them were not bad at all, but the soup one was kind of cute to me. I said, "Oh, I like this one."
I love it. It was the first one he saw. He also created me, which I haven't put out on social media, a neon sign that he used a really serious graphics art program to make me a neon sign that says "What's for Dinner Dallas," so that can come out around launch time and create some excitement.
What would you to ask somebody or tell somebody? It's like, Christina, this is really cool what you're doing. By the way, Daryl gives you 2 thumbs up. So Daryl's online over here, and thank you, Daryl, for watching the show.
Thank you,
gives
Daryl.
you 2 thumbs up. So if somebody was to come to you and go like, I got an idea, Christina. I mean, what sort of advice would you give somebody about wanting to create an app? Certainly not in the restaurant field, but you could do something else. But I got the restaurant field covered. But what would you tell somebody?
Well, it depends on what kind of app you want to create. Like you do the videos, and those are apps. They can work on your phone. You can download them, or you can do them at URLs. But if you want to create a game, there are softwares for that. I've explored a few of these things, so it just depends on what you want. I like software that's free. I like software that has a free trial period, especially if they have a free trial period and they don't ask for your credit card.
Right.
Go in and play around with it. Find a tool, even if it's not the one you ultimately want. Find a tool that lets you play around and build something.
Now, you decided not to. You forego there's sites that offer. Parenthetically, I'm going to say this: offer free app building. But at the back end, there always seems to be a charge of this free app building, or they put their logo on it, or something like that. Would you suggest using any of those?
It's been years since I did that. What I ended up with when I did it, I was trying to build an app. You interacted with me then when I was doing kind of the pageant thing,
right? And
I had the Queen's Circle magazine and whatever. You wrote a piece for me,
right?
But I was trying to build an app, and the only options I had, they said, oh, it's easy, it's drag and drop, blah blah blah. But what I ended up with was basically a replica of my website.
Right.
So all I had to do was instead just make my website mobile friendly,
right.
and boom. So that app was just extra work. If I'm going to download an app on the phone, it needs to do something that the website won't do.
Right.
Right. And maybe that's because I'm old school. But I have a Kroger app on my phone, but I almost never use it. I'd just as soon go to Kroger.com and scroll and open up the weekly ad and whatever.
Right. Right.
7-Eleven app. Talk about a Dallas company.
Ooh, Lordy, they're killing it. They are killing it.
I love that 7-Eleven app. 7th drink is free.
Yeah.
Whether it's coffee, soft drinks. It's not for Slurpees, I don't think. But
I was thinking adult beverages. I want to get a 6-pack and get the free one, That's just me.
I'm an iced tea lover, and 7-Eleven has really good tea.
Ziggy's laughing over there because Ziggy's like, oh, I didn't think of it like that. So, yeah.
I would be a frequent user.
I am a frequent user. When I was paying the bills by delivering food, 7-Eleven, 79-cent Big Gulps and a free one for the 7th time was a frequent stop. Sorry, I know we're probably going to run long, but delivering food also made me interested in this because I would go to restaurants that I would never get to go to. And I'd be standing there waiting to pick up the food to go deliver to somebody, and I'd be like, oh, I'm going to take a picture. I'm going to take a picture. Well, at some point, Google sent me a notification and says, do you want to add this to Google Maps?
Right.
And I started doing it. Probably today, I'm going to hit 10 million views on my photos on Google Maps.
Wow.
I
Wow.
wish there was a way to monetize that.
It kind of is. I know sneaky things.
Well, we're going to talk later then, but
Yeah.
I have less than 800 photos on Google Maps, and it's going to hit 10 million, if not today, in the next couple of days.
Wow, that's fantastic. I am. Give the information again. The website, the app, the phone number, how they can get a hold of you.
Yeah, I wasn't dodging the phone number question. I just lost my train of thought.
That's okay. I remember.
We're older.
Listen, yeah, I was just going to say we're not spring chickens.
You know what?
Just get the website address.
Yeah, okay. whatsfordinner.dallas.com. I'm going to have to get back with you on the phone number because literally I bought a business line and I'm not 100%. No, I do know it. It's 214-561-0345.
So you bought this line?
I bought a business line service.
I'm going to give, after we're done with the show, I'm going to give you a free phone number. You can use for
cool.
your business. How about that?
That's cool.
I'm going to save you some money.
I like this. Okay, well, yeah, I like being able to get texts and whatever and know that it's the business when it comes in on my phone.
And by the way, anybody wants that information too about how to get a free phone number, I'll make a video of it, and but I'm making you watch my show in order to find out. I ain't gonna just give it to you. You got to watch my show, and it's really cool. It's easy, and you'll love it. And it text messages, the whole thing. So I'll share that with you.
Yeah, I'd love that.
Yeah.
We also should share the my refer a friend link from NAC.
Please keep up
because we're
that.
talking about if you have something, whether it's an app idea or whether it's a business that you want to run, an inventory manager or whatever. If you use my link, then you get everybody gets a 14-day free trial. You pay for a month, and your second month is free if you used my link to get there. And I get some free time too. So
that's fantastic.
It's really awesome. I would recommend it to anybody. Again, you don't have to pay for a commercial license to monetize it. So whatever plan you choose is how much it costs you, and then you monetize it however you want.
I would recommend this application. I would recommend this app to anybody because I think I tell you, my big takeout on this is that it's the chefs. And if unfortunately they get into a restaurant situation, they're bounced from it. And again, I think you follow the place, but it's the chef that creates that. And the chefs, people will follow the chefs because they know they're going to get consistent quality, food from these particular. I think you've got an idea. The official launch is July the 10th.
Right.
So, Christina, thank you so much. I am so pleased that you're able to share this, and I'm so glad that you came in to be my guest today.
How fun was that?
I know you're probably going, oh, that deadbeat gopher.
No,
Tim, so,
you are the only one that's going to say anything bad about gophers. I love the gophers.
I won't say bad. It's not bad.
In fact, I might have to dig them out. But when I was doing some writing freelance that ended up on CW33, I actually wrote a couple of pieces about you're from Grand Prairie,
right,
or what you miss most from Grand Prairie. So I love Grand Prairie.
Oh, I do too. I don't really love, but I love it. So hang around because I'm going to talk about lead gen. This might be able to help you out.
Oh yeah, I love lead gen.
I produced a video, and on the video, I've got a great way to build lead gen for your business. It's free, and then there's a paid version. But the free version is really more than adequate to get you started. You're absolutely going to thank me for this. You're going to throw a parade for me, put statues up. You're going to love it. Darren Martin might even like me. It'll be amazing. I just hope that you really enjoy it. So watch this video, and you're going to love this because you'll get the content. Okay, I'll tell you what it is. Just watch the video. I'll shut up. There you go.
Hey, everybody. Tim here. Hope you're having a great day today. And I found something really cool for those that look for trying to get contacts. You're trying to build your leads, and you're trying to, make a sale. So I found a site called Hunter. And what's cool about Hunter, it's connect with anyone. Hunter lets you find email addresses in seconds and connect with the people that matter for your business. So all you have to do with this is just enter a domain name to launch the search. For example, try HubSpot or TechCrunch. And you can see it's used by over 1 million professionals and chosen by the smartest companies. And even though it says over 1 million people, not everybody knows about this. And that's what's, it's interesting to me. You see that Google, IBM, Microsoft, HubSpot, Adobe use this. So what this does is it gets the email addresses of an organization, the domain search list, all the people working in a company with their name and email address found on the web. With 200+ million email addresses indexed, effective search filters and scoring is the most powerful email finding tool ever created. So let's show you the pricing. It's like, it's too good to be true? Well, not really. So here's the pricing, and it's billed monthly or yearly. And let me just click on monthly, you can see. So they have a free plan, and it's no money a month, but you can do 100 requests for free a month. So that's not too bad. I mean, it's 100, but it's not fantastic. But again, it gets you started, so you can get, you can get an idea. Now, the starter plan is $49 a month. Get 1,000 searches, CSV exports, really good. Then, if you're going to do the growth plan, $100 a month. Maybe this is for a small business, small agency. 5,000 requests. You can see CSV exports. You can see Pro, $199 a month, 20,000 enterprise. $400 a month, 50,000. So it's just whatever you could afford. Certainly the free version for those that are, just bootstrapping or just want to try this out, the free version for $100 a month, that would be great. Let's say you make a few dollars on this. So you move up to the starter plan for $49 a month. And after you, make a few sales on that, maybe your ROI, lets you increase the amount. So that's what they're kind of doing here. Letting you test it, make a few dollars. If you can afford it, get the next plan, then the next plan, next plan, and the next plan. Not bad at all. Now let me show you something else, what this is about. It shows you how to do this. So domain search, type in the domain, and you can see the type field to list only the personal or the role-based email addresses. For example, addresses like contact at. And you can see domain search, most common pattern, first, add blank, and find someone. So it comes up with somebody like Giovanni Lapori, who actually popped up on my little screen here a minute ago. He's customer service. And again, this is the company, Hunter.io. So it's telling you, it's giving the email addresses and what they do for a particular company, and you can get a hold of them. Email Finder, find the email address of any professional. So just all that you do is just put in the URL of a company. Again, it's Hunter.io here, which is who owns this thing. Find the email addresses of the people you want to contact one by one or in bulk to enrich your database. The email verifier does a complete check of the email addresses that lets you send your emails with complete confidence. So they even let you test the email finder. So I'll just do a test. And I will put Fred Smith. I don't know who Fred Smith is. And we're going to just say at Target.com. And you can see when I type the Target, you get these drop downs. So I'll do Target.com. Fred.Smith at Target.com. Obviously, there's not a Fred Smith. This is the best guess for this person. We haven't found an email on the web. 457 email addresses, Target.com, appear on the web. So let's see the results. And again, I'm just using Target for a goof here. So it's not giving the name because this is a test, but they're showing you, somebody, Cornell at Target.com. You can email that person. It could be Janet Mulligan at Target.com. But you see the gist of this. You can see the power of something like this. And it's really cool. So again, if you're looking for emails, you want to email contacts at whatever companies it might be, this is the way to go. So let me just go back to the home page, connect with anyone, sign in, do the free version. I would suggest, again, just doing the free version just to get a test of it so you get your feet wet so you're not screwing anything up. But you only get 100 requests. But if you make a few bucks, move up, move up, move up, move up. And you can see it's billed yearly or billed monthly. And you can see the price changes. Monthly is $49 a month. Billed yearly, it's $39 a month. And there you go. So this should help you increase your sales, increase your list for emails, and just a little thing I found I wanted to share with everybody. So I'll talk to y'all later.
Pretty cool tip, huh? Yes, it is. I would say certain things, but I'm not because it's all about me, isn't it? So there you go. Anyway, you're going to love Hunter. I think that it's as a lead generation tool, it's going to skyrocket your business. And you won't find these tips anywhere else, by the way. I know Dr. Martin and his lovely wife, Elisa, they're sitting there like, oh, they're writing it down. She got carpal tunnel, scribbling it down and stuff. So they're coming on right after me, Company Culture with Dr. Darren Martin, and we'll talk to him just before end the show today. So lead gen tool, great. Now, what if I share with you some really cool little hacks for search engine optimization that's going to help your Google rankings? Well, my old friend Neil Patel put together a video, and I'm going to share that with you right now.
Do you want to work hard or do you want to work smart? Of course you want to work smart. And you know what? With your on-page SEO, there's only a few tactics that'll make up the majority of your results. That's right. Yes, you can do a ton of things, and yeah, it'll all help with your Google rankings, but there's just a few that'll really just skyrocket your rankings. Hey everyone, I'm Neil Patel, and today I'm going to share with you 3 on-page SEO hacks that'll skyrocket your rankings. So for those of you who don't know what on-page SEO is, these are the changes that you make on your own website with your code to get higher rankings on Google. See, Google's a computer. When it's crawling your website, they have to read code, ones and zeros. You've seen the Matrix? It's kind of like that. They're crawling to figure out what your website is all about. And yes, you can end up making tons of changes and they'll all help with your rankings, but today I'm going to share with you 3 that'll help skyrocket your on-page SEO and your rankings. So the first one is Google Search Console. You've heard me talk about it before. It's a free tool that Google gives you. This free tool, the reason I keep talking about it is because enough of you aren't using it. Why wouldn't you use a tool that Google gives you and tells you how you can boost your rankings? So you sign up for Google Search Console. Once you've added your website, they give you the instructions step by step. You go in. Once it collects data, it may take a few days, you click on Search Analytics. Once you click on Search Analytics, you'll see what pages are getting rankings, how many clicks, how many impressions, and your click-through rate. What impressions are is how many people are doing a Google search and your listing is on that page. For example, let's say you Google the word dog and you clicked on the #1 listing. The #2 listing still gets that impression because you did still see it, but you didn't click on it. That's what impression is. It doesn't mean you did click or you didn't click. It just means you saw a listing. All the listings on page 2 wouldn't get that impression count because you only clicked on the listing on page 1. So you want to look at the ones that have a high impression count but low click rate. That means people are seeing your listing but they're not clicking on it. So by adjusting your title tag, the title tag is when you do a Google search, you see a title, which is usually the blue or pinkish, or actually not pinkish, it'll be the blue or purplish text. Purple is usually when you click on it already, and then the description underneath. And what ends up happening is if you make that more appealing, what's going to happen? More people are going to click on it. So take your title and put in adjectives, words, right, that make people want to act now, such as effortless. 10 effortless ways to double your search engine traffic. You see how that's more enticing than 10 ways to double your search engine traffic? You're like, whoa, 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 I want the effortless ways because that means it's going to be way easier for me to double my search traffic. And the same goes with your meta description. By putting an appealing sentence that includes the keywords, you're much more likely to get clicks. It's not about stuffing keywords everywhere. You got to make sure it's readable for humans. And if you're using WordPress, you can adjust your title and your description using the Yoast SEO plugin. Now, once you do that, you want to keep it, and after 30 days, you want to see if your click rate went up or down. If your click-through rate went up, overall what will happen is Google will be like, whoa, these guys are getting a lot of impressions and a lot of clicks now. That means people love it. And if you get more clicks than the person above you, what does that mean? Google's going to be like, whoa, this listing is more relevant than the one above it. Let's switch them out. That's how you can keep increasing your rankings slowly and slowly. It's a grind. It's not that hard of a change, but it's a grind in which it takes a long time before the rankings increase from it. But it's one of the best ways to grow your traffic. And the cool part about Google Search Console is it shows you all of the keywords that you're getting impressions for. And you can add in the ones that are high impression count and ignore the ones that are low impression count. The second tip I have for you is to make sure your website is super fast. I'm not talking about just making sure that your code is really clean and that way you know your website loads fast. I'm also talking about your server and using a content delivery network. For example, if your server is slow, it doesn't matter how clean coded your website is, your site isn't going to load fast. Don't get that cheap $5 hosting solution. Pay for something that's decent. I'm on WP Engine. It's expensive, but my site loads fast because of them. The other thing you want to do, as I mentioned, is a content delivery network. That way, if someone in India is coming to see your website, they're getting your website pulled from a server in India. It'll load so much faster for them versus them being like, oh, we got to wait for the internet signal to pick it all the way up from that server in, let's say, North America. You want to make sure that your server is close to them. And no, you don't have to buy servers all around the world. Instead, you want to use a content delivery network like Akamai, and that'll ensure that your website loads super fast. And the last tip when it comes to speeding up your website, make sure you're using Google's AMP framework. So if someone's on a mobile device, it'll make sure that your website loads super fast for them. I don't care if someone has a 4G or LTE phone. You know what? Sometimes you're in an area that has shitty reception. So having an AMP compatible website ensures that it loads super fast. And I've heard a lot of people say, if you have an AMP compatible site, your traffic skyrockets. I found that it usually doesn't in regions like North America, Canada, Australia, United Kingdom. But I found my traffic from places like Brazil have gone up tremendously once I implemented AMP protocol, right? So by having your website compatible with the AMP Google framework, you're going to notice that you'll get more traffic from third world countries or regions that don't have as good technology as, let's say, North America. The last tip I have for you is theme out your website. And here's what I mean by that. Let's say your website is on SEO. Stick with just SEO. Don't go from SEO to TV ads to radio ads. By having a website that's very specific on one theme, you're going to do way better. After Google's Hummingbird update, they were like, oh wow, websites that are super detailed and thorough on one topic are usually much more likely to have more knowledge on that topic. And we should rank them way higher. And you know what? That's what's happening. So here's what I mean by theming out your website. Let's say you're writing a big guide on SEO, kind of like Moz's Beginner's Guide to SEO. You can have a page that talks about what is SEO. Then you can talk about on-page SEO, or then link building, or then you can even talk about brand building and how that impacts SEO. Do you see how I'm talking about different sections of SEO? You don't have to have one big page. Just like their guide, you can separate it into different chapters or subsections or pages. That allows you to rank for multiple pages for one term, like companies like Moz are doing. So make sure you're really going after one theme. A lot of people want to go broad. It's not about going broad. It's about being very specific on one topic, dominating it, and continually creating more topic around it. That doesn't mean you should just continually create on-page SEO content. I wouldn't create 50 articles about on-page SEO. Why? Because that's going to confuse Google. They're going to be like, which on-page SEO article should we rank for the keyword on-page SEO? Instead, I would want to make that article more detailed, put more subsections that explain different components of on-page SEO. It's all about theming. If you follow those tips, you'll do extremely well. If you're not sure how to theme your site, leave a comment below, share your URL, ask a question about theming, and I'll respond, helping you out. If you like this video and share it with other people, right here on Facebook, YouTube, you can always click the like button. I really do appreciate it. Subscribe to the channel, and anything I can do to help you, just let me know, and I truly am here to help you with your marketing needs.
As I am. It's not always about Neil Patel. Sometimes it's about little Tim Vasquez. Sometimes. The lovely and talented, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the voice you hear next to me, one of my favorite guests of all time, because I'm saying that because he's here. Dr. Darren Martin with Company Culture. So hey, what's going on, my friend?
And you know, you're the one that actually got us in the studio
and
got this whole thing rolling on our podcast.
Very
so
flattered.
We're really excited, very appreciative of that. And we just love us some Tim Vasquez.
And I love you guys. You and Elise, I just love you guys to death. So what's your show going to be about this afternoon?
Actually, today we're talking about the teamwork makes the dream work.
Ooh. Okay.
I'm kind of joking.
I like that.
We are talking about teamwork, but in a little less cheesy fashion.
Right.
And we've got something that irritates every single person, going by your previous guests, at restaurants that we're going to address when we get into the Martinite segment.
Right.
So it's going to be
Christina Rowe. Yeah. The new app and stuff. You guys got to meet her. So anything lately that a trend that you've seen lately that you can share with us, or some besides your rant? And again, everybody hang around because you guys started at 1 o'clock with your show. Hang around, come back to the On Air Media Network and watch Dr. Darren Martin's show. But any quick trend that you've seen lately?
I mean, everybody's talking about attracting and retaining top talent. That's what our whole first show was on.
Right.
The reality is we do not have a employee engagement problem. We have a company engagement problem. If, companies are not building someplace where people want to work, and then they complain because they can't get people in the door.
Right. So cool stuff.
First thing came to mind.
No, I love it. So thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, again, hang around, watch Dr. Darren Martin Show, Company Culture.
Company Culture with Darren Martin coming up at 2 o'clock, not 1 o'clock. Because if it was 1 o'clock, we would be just
then you'd be overlapping
flat
me.
out of luck.
Well, I get out
absolutely.
of my way, my God. So it's all about me. You guys, thank you so much for watching today's show, The Launch with Tim Vasquez, heard every Friday here at the On Air Media Network. 12:30 to, what time am I on? 12:30 to 1:30. So it's a new time. I'm still kind of confused and stuff. Ziggy, my amazing producer, thank you so much, my friend. Great stuff as always. Hang around. Go back to the On Air Media Network. Watch Dr. Darren Martin's show with Elise. And it's not just Elise. I mean, it's like she really runs the show. And certainly she glams it up quite a bit. So,
Oh, wow.
you know how much I'm
I know,
with her.
I know that's true. I know that's true. You and everybody else who watches
I
the
know,
show.
right? So anyway, you guys have a great, blessed weekend. Talk to you guys soon. And hopefully, if we're not off for July the 4th, we'll see you all next Friday. See you guys. Thanks. Bye.
Thank you.